Welcome to Antiques Academy, Tennessee, where learning history can be fun. Students learn history through the research of collectible and antique items.
Good afternoon. My name is Hilda with Antiques Academy. Today's mystery piece is this old document. I'm sorry, but this is the only camera situation I have to share with you this information. Come along with me as we investigate what this document is. It reads, Philadelphia, December the 27th, 1821 or 24. I certify that I have this day joined in marriage Jacob Taylor and Sarah Poulson. And Poulson is spelled P-O-U-L-S-O-N. And as you will see later in the photographs of this document, that in 18th century and some 19th century antique documents, and even before that, some S's look like F's. So it is so important for students today to continue to learn how to read cursive, because so much of our antiquity in writing was done in cursive. And think about the time in which these documents were written. They were using quills made of feathers or metal tipped pens dipped in ink. Imagine the complex method that one would have to take to write a letter in today. But ink pen or pencil. I'll get back to it. It's Sarah Poulson. Witness my hand, William White, Bishop of something, I can't make this out yet, Protestant Episcopal Church of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You know that thing I couldn't make out? I think it's some kind of a script abbreviation for "the." We'll find out. Also in this frame is a little picture of a little girl. I think it's a little girl because back then even little boys wore clothing that looked like a dress. They were very young children, little boys. And these clothes that look like dresses were convenient for moms to change their diapers. Anyway, this picture underneath it is written Sidney, S-I-D-N-E-Y, Hayes, H-A-Y-E-S, and then underneath that is granddaughter, 1866. Now, the way this is written, you don't know if the little girl, and if the picture is of a little girl, and the little girl's name is Sidney Hayes, or if this means Sidney Hayes' granddaughter, 1866. There's no apostrophe after Hayes, so I don't think it means ownership as Sidney Hayes' granddaughter. I think this means the little girl's name is Sidney Hayes. And then it says certificate of marriage, and that's all one can see from the front side of this document. Where is the camera? There. Maybe I'll get a better setup later. But anyway, the back has got an old cardboard piece on it. And this is the kind of things that if you're a treasure hunter, you can find in antique malls. And many of them are just, forgotten, put up on the shelf, and nobody buys it, and it just sits there for one never knows how long. And sometimes it gets accidentally destroyed, which is kind of sad. But we are going to find out who Jacob Taylor, Sarah Poulson, and William White, who they were in Pennsylvania in 1821 or 1824. I peeked under the covering on the back, and I found an invitation to a 1903 class graduation. It says the class of 1903 of the Unionville High School request your presence at the commencement exercises to be held on Thursday, May the 7th, 1903, at 8 p.m., Oddfellows Hall, Unionville, Pennsylvania. There's no other information, and the envelope was addressed to Mrs. Hayes and family. So let's go look on the internet and see what we can find out about Sarah Polson, Taylor, and Bishop William White. I've been researching for about an hour, and it's amazing. You never know what you're going to find when you start researching an antique document. I didn't find anything yet about John Taylor and Sarah Polson or Sidney Hayes. Sidney Hayes as a child grew up. She may have married and last name changed, and there are a lot of Sidney Hayeses on the internet. You may find that you're holding a rare and important document written by a historical figure. This handwritten document was written by Bishop William White, one of the first Episcopal Church bishops in the United States. And he was a prominent figure in early colonial American history. This document was written by someone who gave communion to George and Martha Washington, more often to Martha than to George, according to information on the internet. And he probably gave communion to other members of the church who were also patriots and signed the Declaration of Independence and became future leaders in our new government. Bishop White was a neighbor to Benjamin Rush, who was a physician and a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Bishop White may have been at the dinner table with a number of these patriots, including Jefferson and Adams, when they were discussing the Constitution, and Benjamin Franklin, when they were discussing the text of the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, and maybe even before that, during the Revolutionary War, strategies and so on. He was the brother-in-law of two patriots, Robert Morris, the American Revolutionary financier, and William Paca, a Maryland signer of the Declaration of Independence. Bishop White is buried in Christ Church in Philadelphia, a few blocks from Independence Hall. You have enjoyed our investigation of this 200-year-old piece of American history that I rescued from a dusty shelf a few years ago. We learned that the document was penned by Bishop William White, who was born in 1748. He was the first and fourth presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church of the United States. He was appointed in 1789 and again in 1795 and served in that capacity until his death in 1836. In 1790, he served as the second United States Senate chaplain to the Continental Congress. If you're looking for a fun hobby, become a treasure hunter and conserve heirlooms and antiques. See you on the next episode.
Please subscribe and let me know your comments in the space below. This is a learning experience, and I look forward to your input or questions. Please contact us if you have an heirloom you need help investigating. As an antiques detective, treasure hunter, and collector, we can't keep everything. See the link below and follow us on eBay. Our web store is antiquesacademytn.com.